Hi everybody, today we're going to be looking at rounding to 1 or 2 decimal places. So we're looking at decimals. Here they are here. We've got some whole numbers and we've got some numbers with decimals on them. Rounding to 1 or 2 decimal places. This is the first decimal place, the second decimal place, the third decimal place, and the further it gets away from the decimal, the number increases. So 1 decimal place is about this spot here. 2 decimal places is about this spot here. Okay, and about dropping off that other number. So we're going to use our skill of rounding. Now let's remind ourselves that when we round, if we've got a number that is 5 or 6 or 7, 8 or 9, we're going to round up. So if I look at this number here and I want to round to 1 decimal place, I look at the decimal place next to it. If that number is 5, 6, 7, 8 or 9, then I would round this number up, but it's not. So it just stays as a 6 and I rub these out. Yeah, so I'm just going to get rid of them. I've rounded to 1 decimal place, stays at a 6. Let's have a look at the next one. 15.084. I'm going to round to 2 decimal places this time. So 1, 2. This is the one that's going to be affected or not. This is the one I'm going to drop off. Is it 5, 6, 7, 8 or 9? No, it's not. If it was a 6, for example, then this would go up to 9. But because it's less than 5, we just drop that and 8 stays the same. If I was rounding to 1 decimal place, which is this spot here, I would look again at the number right next door to it on its right. Go, that is actually one of these numbers. It's 5 or greater. Here it is. So this number is going to go up 1. It's going to turn into the number 1. And then I'm going to drop everything else off. Okay, let's have a look at the next one, 26.206. I'm going to round to this 2 decimal places, 1, 2. So the one right next to it on the right-hand side, does it increase this one more? Is it one of these numbers? Yes, it is. It's a 6. So this goes up 1 and it changes into the number 1. And then we can drop this little fella off. Now we've rounded to 2 decimal places. Lucky last, we're going to round to 1 decimal place. This number has nothing to do with it, but this one sitting right next to it on the right hand side does. It's one of these numbers, it's 5 or larger, it's an 8 again. So that means that we drop them off and that 0 is turning into a 1, it's going up 1. So often we see these type of tasks in division with decimals. So let's have a go and apply that. Let's move this over a little bit. Okay, 4 into 8 goes 2 times. 2 4's 8. 4 into 5 goes once. 1 4 is 4, so I've got 1 left over. 4 into 19. Well, I know 4 4's are 16 and 4 5's are 20. So it has to be the 4 4's. 4 4's are 16. And because I've got some leftovers, I need to create a decimal place. And I've got 3 I'm carrying from 16 to 19. 4 into 30. 4 7's are 28. 7 4's are 28. Which gives me 2. 4 into 20 is 5. 5 4's are 20. I have no more remainders. That's it. But the task may have required me to round to the nearest 1 decimal place. So in this situation, let's change my colour. I'm again looking at that number right next to it on the right hand side. Is it a 5 or larger? Yes, it is. So the 7 goes, that's right, it goes up 1. So we drop off the 7 and make it an 8. And we drop the 5. Let's have a go at the next one. 6 into 7 goes 1 time, 1 6 is 6, and 1 to carry. 6 into 13 goes 2 times, 2 6s are 12, 1 left over. 6 into 19, 6 3s are 18, which gives me 1 to carry. So I'm going to start my decimal places. 6 into 10 goes once, and I have 1 6 is 6, so I've got 4 left over. 6 6s are 36, 6 6s are 36, and I've got 4 again. I'm going to get, if I keep going, a reoccurring 6 is just going to keep going to 4, carrying and reoccurring 6. And if this task is asking me to round to the nearest 6, I've got, if it's not a rounding task, I would just give it the reoccurring sign over the 6 because that's what's happening, and I'd rub those out. But it's a rounding task, so I have to look here and go, oh, that is 5 and greater, so this is going to turn into a, into a 7, and then I'll drop these off. And I've rounded it to 2 decimal places. Go back and revisit the video, decide what part do you need to practice, and then stop and have a go yourself.